welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra, and on this edition, we're discussing all about IPOs and IPO allotments. A lot of IPOs are open for subscription. Many of you must already be applying for them, but most of you may already be thinking, with the kind of strong subscription figures that we are seeing, that whether you will get lucky and get that IPO allotment of your favorite IPOs or not. So in this video, we are going to be unraveling for you all the secrets of IPO allotment. How do you really try and maximize your chances of getting the IPO allotment is what we will try and understand. Joining in is a very special guest with us. Astha Jain joins us, Senior Research Analyst at Hem Security is with us. Astha, good evening. Thank you so much for taking the time out and being with us on Business Today TV. Now, this is a thing that I'm sure you must be getting several calls in every day to understand how does one really get that IPO allotment. We're looking at massive subscription figures. 5 IPOs that have opened this week. 4 of them have already got oversubscribed. Tata Technologies got subscribed in almost 36 minutes of opening in trade. We saw IREDA IPO getting fully subscribed on day 1. Gandhar Oil getting 11.5 times subscription as of today, which is the second day. Tata Technologies is over 12 times subscribed already. We don't know by the end of this day how much more will we see. But tell us, is there a way really that retail investors can use to maximize their chances to increase IPO allotment?
Good afternoon, Sakshi. Thank you very much for calling me on your show. So, basically, this is the question we all are getting right now. In fact, we have a huge client base, and even our retail desk and our IPO team is getting so many calls. None of them are at all free. So, what kind of rush we are seeing right now? You can just come to our own office and see. So, we are getting a lot of rush now. First of all, because 5 IPOs are there, although one of them it will be closing today, and I think by 4 o'clock almost it's done. But what we are seeing right now, since so many IPOs are coming, and all interest is, most of them are getting huge traction also. So that's why people have started applying early also, because what we have seen in the past also, when you apply on the last day or the third day, sometimes due to overload, the website doesn't work, mandates are not coming. So to avoid such issues, now people have become very smart, so they are applying on the first and second day of the IPO. And now how to increase the chances of IPO allotment? So it is no one can have any answer about this, because there is no way other than that if you can apply through multiple, or you can apply on the multiple application basis, in which there is one thing in this IPO, the whole IPO scenario, that if you are a PAN card holder, then one PAN and one application, that is the only thing through which you can apply. So many people are there who can apply on multiple application on the single PAN, so their application will get automatically rejected. So one has to keep this in mind, that one PAN and one application, because the registrar will automatically cancel your application if you have applied through multiple Demat account from one PAN. So you have to keep this thing into mind, that in case if you want to increase the chances of allotment, then apply through your all family members. The more number of accounts you'll get, the more applications you can do, and in that way only you can increase the chances of allotment. Otherwise, there is no other way in which you can increase the chances of allotment. Going by that one PAN card and you are applying to different account will not work at all. So every family member should have their unique PAN number, and only through that way you can apply through your friend's account, through your relative's account. Yes.
So one way to increase chances is apply through as many people's PAN cards that you can have, family, friends, to increase your chances. The more number of people you have to bank upon through which you can apply, is you can maximize your chances with. Okay, can one person apply via different Demat accounts? Is that a possibility? Say I have 3-4 Demat accounts, can I do that?
No. See, if one person has 3-4 Demat account, then it hardly matters, because the PAN card will be one only.
The same.
And all these 3 or 4 Demat account, they will be using only one PAN card. So when it will go to the registrar, then he will automatically reject all your application in case if you have multiple Demat account, because the PAN card is one. It is single for each and every one of us. So
Fair.
there is no sense in applying through multiple Demat account. Please don't go through that route. Otherwise, you'll get your applications rejected. So it's better that apply through only one Demat account because the one PAN card will only work in this case. Hence,
Sure.
I think applying through one Demat account is the only right way.
Okay. Asta, can one retail investor apply in multiple categories? So there are lots of categories that the IPOs are open in. There is QIB, there is non-institutional investors, there is HNI, then there is retail portion. For some IPOs, there is a shareholder quota of maybe a parent company, etc. How does one really go forward with this?
So it depends on the IPO also. If like Tata Technologies, in that case, if we have seen that shareholders quota is also there, employees quota is also there, apart from regular QIB, HNI, and retail category. So in that case, it should be, and it is always specifically mentioned in the IPO itself that whether you can apply in the employee category or shareholder category or not. So in Tata Technologies IPO, retail investor can apply through shareholder category also in case if they are the shareholder of Tata
Okay.
Motors. And that to the record date mentioned in the IPO is 13th November. So on the date of 13th November, if you are a shareholder of a Tata Motors Limited, then you can apply through shareholder category also as well as through retail category also.
Sure.
So every specification is mentioned in each and every IPO. One need to go through in detail and then they can decide. But yes, in the case of Tata Technology, retail investor can apply through both the categories, retail as well as shareholder category. So this thing one have to keep in mind. Now in
Sure.
case of employee category, because in many IPOs we have seen employee categories also mentioned, so
Like in
retail cannot.
Fed Bank's financial services, the Fed FINA IPO that has an employee quota, 10 rupees discount is also available for Fed Bank's employees.
Right. But in case of Pet Bank, like if you are applying through retail category, then you have to apply through retail category only, but you cannot
Okay.
apply in employee category in case if you are an employee also. So
Okay.
in yes, so one has to keep this in mind that if you're applying through employee category, then retail cannot apply through other category. This is depends on case to case basis. Like in the case of Tata Technologies, what they have mentioned that you can apply through retail as well as through shareholders category also. So it differentiates from case to case basis. So one has to be very much careful about that, and that to the shareholder of Tata Motors Limited and Tata Motors
Sure.
DBR in case of Tata Technologies Limited. No other Tata Group companies shareholders are like they are eligible for applying through shareholder category. So this
Understood.
also one has to keep in mind. Yeah.
Right. Now, when it comes to some FAQs, we'll discuss. A lot of questions were asked from our viewers, and they threw up some questions with regards to IPO allotment. They're asking why is it better to apply only on the upper end of the price band when there are two numbers and there is a lot of space in between as well. Why is it advised to only apply on the upper band?
Because what happened in at the end of the day, if the demand is huge, then automatically the issue will get allotted at the higher price band. So in case if you have applied on the lower end of the price band or in a mid, I think in mid the bank, or if you are doing it through net banking, then they will not only accept this. So it is only at the cutoff price, because one one option is there at the cutoff price. Cutoff price means whatever price which has been decided in the fine after finalizing of the allotment, I'm applying through that price only. So if in case suppose because there are many cases, not right now, in the past when we have seen in some cases also the IPO, I mean there that was allotted on the lower end of the price band. So whenever you mention tick mark on the cutoff price and pay at the higher end of the price band, so whatever price has been decided, suppose it in case if it has been decided on the lower end of the price band, then your amount will automatically get credited to your account, because the difference of the amount, because lower end of the price band is suppose is 80 rupees and higher band is 90. So you have paid 90 rupees, but after the finalization of the allotment, it's been decided that 80 rupees is the final IPO price. Then the difference of 10 rupees will automatically get credited to your account. But in case if
Okay.
you don't apply at the higher end of the price band, then what happen in case if the issue is like finalized at the higher end of the price band, then your application will get rejected. So it is advisable for all the retail investors to apply at the cutoff price and pay at the higher end of the price band, because in any case if the price has been decided at the lower end or in between, then also they will their application will get accepted and the
Sure.
refund will be credited to their account.
Okay. Two other very frequently asked questions from our viewers are like, what day or time should one really apply? Since most IPOs are open for 3 days, which is the best day or the time to apply? Does time really have a role there? The second question they ask is how many lots should one apply for? Since in some cases there are a maximum of 13 lots or so, are there higher chances for somebody who applies for 1 or 2 lots, or are there higher chances for somebody who applies for maximum lots?
So what happened in the past, that pro rata allotment was recommended and it was under the rule. So what happened in the pro rata allotment, if you have applied for more number of shares, then according on the proportionate basis, you will get the allotment. But now this rule has already been gone. So for retail investor, it's always advisable that apply for minimum lot, because there is no pro rata allotment in case if you apply for 2 lakh amount also, because for the retail the 2 lakh is the maximum amount limit, then also you will be allotted only the minimum amount, that is 15,000 rupees allotment. So there is no use of getting your funds blocked by applying
Okay.
in a higher numbers or higher bid size. So minimum bid lot is always advisable nowadays for a retail investor to apply only for minimum number of shares, that is a one lot, because now in case if you apply for more than one lot also, then also you will be allotted only single lot. So there is no
Okay.
use of getting your amount blocked by applying for more bid lots. So because
Okay.
this used to happen in the past, but now this rules has already been gone. So there is
All right.
no need to apply for more. For retail, I'm telling about. But for HNI category, now there are two type of HNI category, less than rupees 2 lakh and more than rupees 2 lakh. So in that more than rupees 2 lakh, you will get the proportionate number of shares according to the subscription figures. But in the retail, minimum lot is only the right thing to apply for, because there is no use of applying for more than one lot.
Right, absolutely. The last question to you is it better to use net banking or is it better to use UPI while paying for the IPO allotment?
So it depends on the category of investor you are. In case if you are a retail investor, then your minimum amount limit is rupees 2 lakh. So UPI, the minimum amount, maximum amount limit is rupees 5 lakh. So if you are a retail investor or you are a HNI investor, but in the case of HNI also, I've already told you there are two categories: less than rupees 2 lakh and less than rupees 10 lakh, and up to 2 lakh. So 5 lakh is the limit which is given in the UPI. So for small HNI as well as retail investor, it is advisable to apply through UPI route also in case if they want to. But for big HNI, there is no use of the UPI route. They have to either physically go to the bank and submit their application, or they can do internet banking. So
Fair enough.
that are the two options for the big HNI. But for retail and small HNI, UPI is also one of the option apart from internet banking or physically submission of the form.
Fair enough. Well, thanks a lot then, Astan, for sharing all these wonderful insights. I'm sure that all the viewers will be slightly disappointed that there is no secret to really enhance completely your chances to get an IPO allotment because it is a lottery statement. But definitely avoid any kind of mistakes so that your IPO applications at least don't get rejected. Now you do know how many lots you need to apply for the maximum chances. You do know the time to invest in, and of course, what is the upper band? Why is that being advised right here? All of these details you've come to know right here. But many thanks for joining us onto this special edition. Do stay tuned onto BTTV to understand and to find out what's more and what's buzzing on the D Street and beyond. Just quickly wanted to draw your attention to the shipbuilder stocks. Cochin Shipyard is definitely one of the top movers in the Nifty 500 basket, up 4% higher in trade.